What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for MicroStrategy Incorporated with the ticker symbol MSTR. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see daily MicroStrategy chart updates and price predictions. I try to cover this every day, so if you're interested in that, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. I'm going to try to cover MicroStrategy up until basically the top of next year. The next Bitcoin cycle tops around sometime late next year. So I believe MicroStrategy will top around, give or take, some around the same time. So I want to cover that entire bull market. So let's take a look at what happened today. Well, the previous analysis was more downside. This was the measure move target that could potentially come into play. This is all one leg right here. This is the second leg down. That was targeting the 275 level, which was right near this gap. Also, there was a smaller target, which I'll show you guys intraday, which was this one right over here. So this is all one large leg right about there. And then price bounced, started the second leg down, failed to reach it, which was at the 310, corrected higher, but it was still in play because this pivot right over here is lower than this one. So that tells me that the measurement target is still in play. And you see that the bears are still struggling to get down there. So this support level right around the 360s is very strong. Looks like every time price gets there, you can see there was a bounce here, price came down, a bounce here, a failed breakout lower. Now we're seeing price push up higher. So again, we may not get to those lower price targets. It's not guaranteed, right? Especially when it's counter trend, right? The major trend is up. So that's the massive bullish momentum, right? Is to the upside. There is a counter trend bearish momentum currently in play, but the uptrend may override that downtrend. So it may not complete fully. So that tells me that it will be even more bullish, right? If price cannot reach its target to the downside, there's a strong possibility we can reverse and stop out all the shorts who are trying to pick a top and who are trying to counter trend the market. Overall, the trend has been up for quite a long time now, and I believe it will continue higher in the future. This just looks like a pullback, especially with Bitcoin. So I look at Bitcoin's chart, and it's barely dropping. It's trying to drop. It's just so strong. The buying momentum is so strong. It's very reminiscent of what happened exactly right around last year, kind of like 2023, October, November for Bitcoin. Let me see if I just show you guys real quick. So let's look at Bitcoin against the dollar. I'm going to zoom in. So this is the 1 hour. Let's go back to the daily. I want to show you guys something real quick, just real quick. So let's go back to right about here. So you see how there was a consolidation pattern before that breakout into late 2023. This was the consolidation pattern. And look what happened. Price broke out, and then it barely could drop. Every time you saw a large drop, it was bought back up. Large drop, bought back up. Price could not get below that EMA to save his life, right? So you see that it could not get below the EMA for a very long time. So that's a very strong breakout. What do you see happening right here, right? So you see that there is this consolidation pattern, and now price broke out and is barely getting below the EMA. It's just being bought up every time. So that tells me that we may not see those downside targets that a lot of people are anticipating, especially me. It would probably occur if maybe the uptrend wasn't as strong, but the uptrend is so strong that we're barely seeing any drop. I mean, look at MicroStrategy dropped, let's say about, where's the measuring tool? I believe it's somewhere right here. So from the high to currently, it's only a 30% drop. I mean, that's a big amount. But for MicroStrategy, it's not that much. It looks like it did that maybe right about here. So this was a 49% drop it did back over here in March that ended in May. And people weren't even scared then. So what makes you think this is anything major, right? It's not. So intraday is showing that the bearish target is still in play. We're still below this trend line, but price is struggling to get lower, especially with Bitcoin. It's barely dropping. It's ready to just break out anytime now. See some type of Santa Claus rally. So again, this is making lower highs, but kind of equal lows, barely struggling to get down. This could be the last attempt for the bears to reach the targets. And if we see strong buying momentum breaking this trend line, I think it's game over for the bulls, or the bears, excuse me, and we're going to see a large move up. This one right here probably should have went up higher, but this was just still a correction in the grand scheme of things. So this is looking like price wants to rally out of here strongly. So just giving it some time, and then we're gonna probably see a breakout higher, especially because now it looks like the EMA has caught up. Looking at the weekly chart, overall trend has been up, looking very strong. Again, I'm expecting higher price targets. Like I said before, this is my first target right here. This is all one leg right here. The second leg, right between the $1,500 level and the $1,600 level, that would be the first target. And if I were to do a very macro target, it would be this one right here. I believe it was something like this. I think this was one leg up right here, second leg up, and then you combine these two together. That's all one leg right there. Second leg, right at that $4,300 level. So first target between the $1,500 and $1,600, and the next target at the $4,000 level. So there'll probably be some stock splits, but you could just think of it as market cap. So what is 400,000 or 4,000 from right here? Probably about 11 or 12x. So we're gonna probably see a $1 trillion market cap. Maybe in this maybe in this Bitcoin bull cycle. I don't think so. It could be the next one. But either way, the targets to the upside are still in play. This is a very strong trend. Bitcoin is barely dropping every time it gets bought up. So this is very reminiscent of what happened in that other consolidation pattern I showed you guys in 2023, late 2023. I remember buying it during that time. I was just waiting for a big pullback, and I was like, okay, the price action is barely dropping. It's showing that we're not going to see any significant pullbacks, and it's just better just to buy these small pullbacks. So nothing was really dropping that hard. I want MicroStrategy to drop hard so I could buy more, but this might be the best you get, somewhere between the mid 350s. I don't think it's still possible to drop lower. I'm not saying that's off the table. It's not off the table at all. It's still in a pullback phase, but the pullback is very weak. It's not dropping at all, right? This is the best the bears can do. They can't even break the 370 level hard with some force. It just fails briefly, right? Very quick. Right here was a fail, went back up. Failed here and it went back up. So I mean, is that the best they can do? It's not good enough. So overall, we'll see what happens in the coming days. We might just continue to just chop around, trade sideways, see an impulse up, see an impulse down, in this mid $300 level to the high $300 level. But overall, it's still a pullback in a long-term uptrend. It can terminate anytime. I'm expecting it to make a new high eventually for MicroStrategy. It's very bullish. Bitcoin is looking very bullish. And that's all I have for MicroStrategy. Just to summarize real quick, price is still in a pullback. A lot of times these pullbacks do not complete fully to reach the targets because the macro uptrend or downtrend can influence that short-term price action and override it. So we may be seeing some the bullish momentum override the short-term momentum and just push it up higher. That can definitely occur. I'm expecting price to take out this prior high at 540 easily, probably in a couple of months. And then I'm expecting it to rally up to the $1,500 level, $1,600 level sometime probably early next year. If I were to guess, I think MicroStrategy can quickly get up there. We were just at 550, just doubling it from 550 gets to 1,000, right? And it can easily run up that quick, especially with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to go up a lot more, and MicroStrategy will go up even more than that. So that's all I have for MicroStrategy and daily weekly charts. Expect some pullback. If we do see it, I don't think it's going to be that much, or more likely we just see some sideways trading, possibly a failure to reach the target to the downside, which can lead to a very large move up very shortly. So all I have for MicroStrategy and the daily weekly charts. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.